Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Playtech TV. My name is Kevin, and today we're checking out the Logitech G910 Orion Spark, a fully mechanical RGB keyboard. So let's dive straight into it with the design. So this is a large keyboard. It's coming in at 19.9 by 8.3 inches. And it's even larger if you attach the optional wrist rest, which is bigger than the standard one it comes with. Now the keycaps are quite different, they're quite unique, and they're really grippy and have angular indents on them. I really actually like them. I wasn't expecting them to be as good as they were. You do get used to them over time, and they are quite nice to use. Now it features 9 macro keys down the side here and 3 profile keys. The WASD keys, the macro keys, and the arrow keys all have their own unique design on them, which I thought was quite cool, and they also light up. Now the G910 logo down the bottom on the glass, that also lights up in all the different colors as well, and it's a really nice feature to have. It makes it look a lot more premium. Now it has full media keys up in the top right corner, which are really useful for the people that actually remember to use them, not like me, who I always forget to use them. And it has nice big non-slip pads on the base, so it's not going to be going anywhere. Moving on to the keys now, and this features Logitech's very own Roma G key switches, which are very similar to Cherry MX Brown switches. They just feel much shorter, like they only go down about 75% of the way compared to Cherry MX Brown switches. So they do take a while to get used to, but after you actually get used to it, you'll find they're actually pretty decent. I was quite impressed with them. They're not as good as Cherry MX switches, but they're about 90% of the way there. They just lack some of the smoothness and don't feel as refined when compared to Cherry MX switches. However, that's still a really good effort and much better than the effort Razer made when they made their own mechanical key switches. But if you're looking for something clicky, or you just want a longer switch, then your best bet is to go with a Cherry MX switch keyboard. Moving on now to backlighting, and it was actually pretty good. The lights go up quite bright, the colors look really good, and overall I was quite impressed. There's very little light bleed, which a lot of people have an issue with, so that's also really good. There's quite a few lighting effects, and the software overall is pretty good to use. It's very straightforward, very easy. Some people might find it too basic, but I'd rather it be a little bit too basic than, you know, too complicated like the Corsair software is, which is really hard to use, and you have to read a manual first before you can even do basic things. It might lack some of the customizability, but overall I thought it was actually pretty solid. Now, there was an issue. The lighting can sometimes be a bit laggy. Now, you might be wondering what that even means. When that shifts between the colors, it can kind of like stutter sometimes. You can see it in the light. It's very hard to show, and it's quite hard to explain, but you just notice it with this when, if you've previously used another RGB keyboard, it just doesn't feel as smooth when it transitions from color to color. The other thing I had an issue was the media keys, because they always stay the same color. You can't customize the color with them, which I thought was a little bit of a letdown. But aside from those two things, it was really nice, really good, and it just looked amazing. So another feature I really liked was their arc stock. So you just pull this up here and slot your smartphone in there. You have to download the Logitech app on your phone, obviously have the Logitech software running on your computer also, and then you can connect it all up, and it gives you some pretty handy information. The one I liked the most was the system information. So it would tell you what your CPU is doing, you know, what load, what temperatures, what your GPU is doing and what temperatures, and how much RAM you're using, and all that very easy information right in front of you was really handy to have. I thought this would be a gimmick, but it was actually quite good to use. So yeah, that is a nice addition. And that's going to round out this video. So what do I think in conclusion? Well, I think it's a super solid keyboard that features everything you could want. It has the media keys, it has lots of macro keys, it's RGB, and the Roma G key switches are actually pretty decent. So overall, I think it's a very solid keyboard. There were a few minor complaints here and there, such as the Roma G switches not being quite as good as the Cherry MX switches, the media keys not lighting up the same as the other ones, and the color shifts not being as smooth. But overall, these are pretty minor complaints. There's also other things like there's no USB pass-through, and the cord, the USB cord, is rubber instead of being braided. But as I said again, it's very minor things that don't really take too much away from it. So overall, I thought it was a really solid keyboard, and it's coming in at a pretty decent price when you compare it to other RGB keyboards. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Logitech G910. Leave a like if you liked it. Please subscribe to Playtech TV if you haven't already. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.